All right, good morning and welcome back to yet another amazing episode where I get to today be able to talk about the Volunteers Initiative of Nepal organization, VIN, VIN, VIN. So amazing. And how they helped me and were so super helpful, still are helpful when it came to setting me up with my stay at the monastery and with getting me to be able to help teach English to the monks and to the students. So, welcome to the episode. My name is Brian Wright, and this is my journey of finding peace. And I am very excited to be able to bring you along for the ride where we try to be able to share all things life, learning, lessons, and experiences that I'm gaining from all these different places around the world, all the people that I get to be interviewing, and just all the skills and tools and resources that I've been able to take. And a huge, huge, huge part of this entire journey and the beginning of it all starts with VIN, and everything I'm doing now was kicked off with them. So it is appropriate to be able to share the ins, the outs, and no bads. Really, all amazing. And yeah, just let everybody know exactly what to expect, what you're gonna get, what it's all about. The day in the life at VIN in Nepal, Volunteers Initiative Nepal. So as I had scripted out my entire 8 episodes, and I put together all of the destinations that we're going to be traveling to, the very first one was in Nepal. And yeah, it was incredibly daunting, incredibly scary because here I am finding organization online and trying to be able to ask them, can you set me up with a stay at a monastery? And it just even saying that and filming this now, thinking way back to the beginning of the year, 2020, the beginning of 2024. Yeah, because I literally was able to bring in a new year in a new country in Nepal. So say that 3 times fast, and just be able to, yeah, kind of hear that for what it is. But this organization really was one of the first organizations to be able to get back to me immediately. They were so responsive, so quick, even with all the payments. Everything else was all taken care of so smoothly. And I did a video in the introduction on all of that as well, and kind of like what to expect with the behind the scenes VIN. But now I really want to share my experience and share everything I got to be able to learn and do. Because before I was actually placed in the monastery, I spent 3 days at the VIN hostel, and it's such a beautiful place. It is smack in the middle of Kathmandu, really in the middle of everything. So when you're there, you get to walk around and experience and see and feel the culture, feel the the magnitude of the traffic, the people, the just everything that you take in immediately when you land and you get picked up. And that was really cool too. The first thing I landed, and they told me that somebody was gonna be waiting with my sign with my name, and yeah, and immediately I found, well, I had 2 people actually. Even before that, I needed to do another episode at some point. Yeah, I met my person, and it was a gentleman and a child that had come, and the child was able to speak much more English because they now teach actually English as the first language, and in schools they teach their own language secondary, which was really like, wow, that's pretty wild. But any child being able to speak English automatically places or sets them up for a lot better future or different things because everybody speaks English. So I was picked up, and then I had about 40, 45 minute ish drive from the airport to the actual hostel. and you turn all these corners, and it was New Year's. It was literally it was about 2 hours before New Year's. So I was there at like 10, and then we got to the place by like 10:30, 10:40. And by the time I got done putting my bags up, everything all around, it was right around like the 11:20. So it was just coming up on the brand new year. I had just made it, like, settled in a little bit. Um, and then it was 40 minutes to New Year's. And this boy, this child, this kid had stuck around. And then there was a grandma, and she had come on out, and we got to dance, and we were singing, and he was showing me around the garden, and I got to walk around and see the place. It is 3 floors. They had they had tons of bunk beds. They had one, two, three, 4 separate dorm area rooms, each filled with bunk beds, and yeah, so that was one of my first like hostel stays. But just getting to be able to see it, experience it, and then also be there 40 minutes to New Year's, and then being down in the garden, which is absolutely beautiful. I'll pull up some pictures and share some of those. But just singing, dancing, and having that be my New Year was just so surreal. So that being the start of it already was just like, whoa. And then I finally got to bed around like 12:31. But there's so many noises. There's so much traffic. There's dogs everywhere, and the dogs are always have their own little pack going, and they're always barking at different hours. So you have no idea at what point you're gonna get woke up or hear certain things. So that is something. That is a disclaimer. That's something to to get accustomed to or used to. But the beds were incredibly comfortable, and you know, all the bathrooms were 9, 10, 11 tons of bathrooms, inside, outside. That made it comfortable, but we had about 9 of us in our group, and I'll share some pictures as well. We had a group from France. There was about 5 from France, Sandy from Scotland, and then yeah, so many others. And getting to be able to not only be at this hostel, but be with students and individuals that were coming from all different walks of life, and were there for getting credits, and just hearing their stories and hearing their passion, hearing what they were going to be doing, and some of them also being placed in monasteries, teach English as well. Others were doing like the helping with the plumbing, helping with gender rights, helping with so many different things. They have they just an unbelievable amount of things that they're helping the community and the village and everybody with. And when you're at VIN, you get 3 meals, you get 3 full meals, and they're good. They're abundant, and you get all the tea you want. It was so good. Just being able to wake up, get fed, going to the classroom orientation. So that is the big part why you stay at the hostel for 3 days, is the orientation part, where you are literally going through the language. You get to be able to learn and speak the language, which is still, I got to go back to my books and be able to continue to learn some more words, and still try to be able to pick back up, as that was like a full year ago. So it's really crazy to think of that as well. But yeah, getting to wake up, go to the classes, Ashok, Dinesh, and learning about just the populations, the different dialects, the groups of individuals, where your money's going to, the full works. That makes you just feel so incredibly proud and so amazing. Like, it makes you feel really, really good getting to be able to see the ins and outs, and how much you're benefiting, and how much you're helping, and how much the payments do, what they really go towards. And just getting to be able to see all of that was surreal. And yeah, so it made the entire experience and the entire stay just that much more like meaningful and purposeful. And if anybody is gonna want to try to sign up or want to be able to live in a monastery or want to take the time to be able to do any of these things, you should 100% contact VIN, Volunteers Initiative Nepal, where you will meet people from all over the world. Get to learn the language, the culture, learn about the people. Get to walk around Kathmandu and experience so many things that you would never get to really be able to ever have or see anywhere else. And so yeah, and learning like Kathmandu and Nepal within itself is the only country in the world, I believe, that they were saying was never even like taken over, never even ever colonized or anything because of the mountains. And yeah, so just so many little things culturally and geographically and just everything that you don't really see, think, or even would even care to learn unless you're actually submerged in the culture of it and in something to that degree. So yeah, so Volunteers Initiative Nepal, not only an amazing stay at the hostel, the staff so responsive, everybody was so friendly, everybody still checks in today, and yeah, and then the people and the community you get to be able to make, just being a part of that is unbelievable. So, Volunteers Initiative Nepal, what a trip, what a time, 3 days, you will not regret it. Yeah, we all got to be able to find these little places that we can just figure out how to be able to put ourselves in a position to be able to learn, connect, and meet new people and experience different things, whether it's across the country or whether it's across the county lines, whatever that looks like. But finding new places and new people and new connections and new ways to continue to learn and create and come up with just little things. So if you've had experiences or lessons that you've learned from getting to travel or things that you found just so eye-opening, leave some comments, like, subscribe, smash that notification button, all that fun stuff that everybody always says. But yeah, I'm super excited that I got to bring you another little episode and share a little bit about VIN organization, and look forward to continuing to bring you on the journey with me for finding peace. So here we go.